On the 30th of November 1939, Russia invades Finland. Outnumbering them in every way, they believed that it would only last 3 weeks, but the Finns had no intention of rolling over without a fight, making it a war that would not soon be forgotten.
Товарищи, не забудьте проверить, есть ли у вас патроны. В бою не будет времени. Под шквальным огнем!
I'm HixTK, and this is my review of the Winter War, a mod for Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. At first it seems odd that they have chosen to cover the Winter War when it's a mod for a Vietnam game, but it turns out that this mod was actually intended for Red Orchestra 2, but because of delays we got it for Rising Storm 2 instead. The team behind this mod officially don't have a name, since they have joined the project gradually, and most likely are going their separate ways when they are done with it. But I guess in this case we can call them Talvisota, which means Winter War in Finnish, and their mod was published by Tripwire. Because the year is 1939, we have lost many of the automatic weapons that we have gotten used to. Most players are armed with bolt-action rifles, which means that the gameplay is slower, but still quite intense. But there are still some new weapons or variations that we haven't seen before in this series. For instance, this grenade launcher for the Mosin rifle, which takes a little while to get used to. I think I figured this weapon out.
You didn't kill me.
Well, I was, yeah. Sorry.
Jesus.
The favorite for me, however, has to be the Finn's light machine gun. I don't know what it is, it's just very enjoyable. Now the Russians, they get access to the heavy stuff. Light armored troop transporter, 3 different tanks, where the biggest one, besides its main cannon, has 4 machine guns. And the lightest tank of the 3 is armed with a flamethrower.
One in front of us, 2 guys.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
In the windows, yeah.
Now, even though the Finns doesn't get access to any armored vehicles, they do get plenty of tools to take care of those Russian tanks, like anti-tank guns, explosives, anti-tank mines, and Molotovs.
Oh fuck, we are fucked.
Press the window so we can move in.
I move in. No, I'm burning! Shit. If you get out, you will burn.
I'll stay inside the tank then.
Yeah, it will explode soon.
The rest of the weapons, I'm sure you have seen before. Rifles, hand grenades, that sort of stuff.
Mal får täcka... Sorry. That's on me.
It doesn't matter.
The Finns doesn't get any armored vehicles, but they do get skis on some of the maps, which allow them to do some quick flanking maneuvers. It's not only fun, it's also historically accurate. And I keep seeing players typing into servers, how do you put them on? And admit it, when is the last time you played a war game where you could put on skis? There are a lot of embarrassing ways to die in this game, but getting run over by skis? That just gotta be it. Now who shoots a musician on skis? The stamina system is back, just like Red Orchestra 2, only this time it is a bit more forgiving. There are 11 maps for this mod, made by different people. One of the maps do come in both territory and supremacy mode, which unfortunately is the only map who has the Russian light troop transporter, so in all 12 maps. Now, because the maps are made by different people, you can actually feel this when you play through them. Some of the maps looks and feel more like a big paintball arena, with questionable design choices here and there. In other words, they feel homemade. But most of the map does feel and look good, some of them even quite gorgeous, and I do enjoy admiring the winter landscape, forest, the frozen lakes and rivers. Most of the maps have houses and bunkers that you can enter, complete with inside interiors, but there are also maps where the houses just serve as big blocks that you can't enter, which I think is a shame. And then there are balance, because not all the maps are. Particular one, it seems like one team is always steamrolling the other, and then there are maps where you can shoot directly down at the enemy spawn. Now this is a map flaw, because I do believe that the two teams themselves are quite balanced, even though the Russian gets all the tanks. But on the other hand, most of the maps has forest, which makes it very difficult for the Russian tanks to get through, which in the end helps out the Finns. Can I get an engineer back here to blow up my tank? I'm stuck between a tree and a bush. I can't move.
You can do it.
Excellent. How far away are? Oh, you have satchel charges?
If you just leave it be, it respawns eventually, unless it's really glitched. Just leave it be, if nobody goes there, it will respawn eventually.
Nah, I think it's faster just to blow it up. Alright, thank you very much. I'll go back and see if I can get another one. Yeah, so either these Russians are already frozen stiff or we are looking at a bug. And since this is a mod, bugs are to be expected. But there are quite a few, so instead of me talking about every single one of them, I'm just gonna showcase a few of them.
Oh!
So,
Absolutely useless.
The mod has a cosmetic system, just like in Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, and the higher your level, the more cosmetics you can unlock. Unfortunately right now, you don't earn any points playing the mod, but it will carry over your level from the main game. But if you wish to unlock it all, you unfortunately have to play Rising Storm 2 Vietnam to get the points. When you reach the top level, you can unlock a uniform called the White Death, which was a nickname the Russian gave to a Finnish sniper who had, during the Winter War, 505 confirmed kills with his rifle. And the man didn't even use a scope. The Finnish and Russian voice acting is quite good. Now, I don't speak either language, but in my ears, it sounds realistic and it fits right in. All the music in this mod is made by a single person, and I think he has done a fantastic job capturing the essence of the Winter War. Especially one of the numbers is really good. But don't take my word for it, just sit back and hear for yourself. So, where to rate this mod? Personally, I would give it a 6 out of 10. This mod feels like a breath of fresh air, and if you were a fan of Red Orchestra 2 but never quite felt at home in Rising Storm 2, then perhaps this is for you. And the best thing about it, if you already own Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, then this mod is completely free to download on Steam. I have had the pleasure of speaking with one of the developers, and he tells me that they are working on updates, so in the future we can expect new maps, bug fixes, new weapons, and a little update to the cosmetic system. I'm HixDK, and I hoped you enjoyed the video.